Hooray! It looks like it's working. Let's start it up on Twitch. We're going to do something new today. Not really new, kind of new. I've done it before, but I'm going to do it a bit more consistently. Oh, yeah. Let's see. That's on. I got to check my restream. Are you going to work? This has been brutal. Great event. I don't know why this has not been working. Leave. And really, I should put more effort into figuring it out. But I don't. So that's definitely a me thing. Live chat. Rewards enabled. Don't show again. Let's see. I needed to share this. Share. Copy link. I'll pin it here. Boop. Pin. Boop. Pin. And then, boop. Can I just get a share link here? The channel. Oh, I like it.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds.
Share this.
No.
Yep, you get to hear that for a minute, and I apologize. Bam, bam. Buffer. Sorry. Again, little slow to get started, as you know, because I tend to do things a little bit differently. I'm not the most organized. We'll just leave it at that. And it looks like chat's all working. Looks like versus Veer Min. Boop. And then I need my Twitch. Done. Hey, what's up, buddy? So that's your channel. I could have just got you the sign-in for the channel that we already started together, and you could have just put it there. I'm about to get started, though, and I love you too, buddy. Let's see. My channel, I just want to make sure it's all working. Is it? Yeah, it is. Look at me. I'm doing stuff and things. Buffer. Awesome. Good to hear. Thanks for the share now. I've got to share this one other place real quick, and then we're going to get started. Firefight Fanatics. All right, let me get that YouTube link again, and why did I do it this way? This is the slowest possible way I could have done it, and I apologize. I'm the worst human. There we go. Dang, it didn't even take. That is the poopy duty. Oh, it did. I just need to grab my YouTube link, and that's fine. Nuh-uh. Yeah. Don't tell me how to live my life. I could be the poopy duty if I want to be. Oh, all right. I guess I just, man, really botched this. Your channel. Let me fix this. Do. Live. I'm live. I want to share you. Done. Save. Go back. Now we can go back. Channel content. Share. Sorry, everybody who's watching. A little slow. Sometimes it be like that. I apologize. And boom. All right. I think we're good to go. I just need to realign the monitor a little bit so I can see anything that happens in chat while I'm kind of going. Keep in mind that this is just a one-person operation, or a one-man operation, if you will. I like to pretend like I'm a man sometimes. So today, you can see in the chat, I've got a Google Drive link posted. That should have a PDF of both the Veerman list and the Enforcer list. I am going to do a brief walkthrough of everything. It's already on the table. Before we dig in, I am going to go over the mission. I've never played this mission, so I'm kind of excited to dig into it. It's a new one. For me, anyway. And this is out of the core rule book. This isn't out of like the new command or the newer-ish. Like this is the original old core rule book. This is take and hold. You have 12-inch deployment zones, which I've already deployed, as you can see. There's 2 objectives in each deployment zone. They go 10 inches from the edge, or 10 inches from this edge, and then 12 inches from that edge. There's one there, and there's one there. Then you put 2 on the middle line, so you can see one here and one all the way on the other side. So there's blue, there's orange, and then there's this pink color here on the other edge of the table. The enforcers are on the blue side. The Veermen are going to start on the pink side. And then to score, victory points are awarded at the end of each round. Each objective you hold in your own deployment zone is worth 1 point. Centerline objectives are worth 2 points. And then opponents' objectives are worth 4 points. So all that really means is, sorry, I'm just making sure something didn't just pop up in chat. There we go. All that really means is that for the enforcers, the blue ones are going to score 1 point, the orange ones are going to score 2, and the pink ones 4, and then just flip that for the Veermen. But I'm not. I could be, though. So that's how that's going to work. I've already rolled for prio, obviously, or priority. The Veermen did win the priority roll, and they deployed first. I put the whole force down, holding the tunneler, and I do have a couple of little subs because things, as you can tell, are not done being built or painted. This is the HQ tunneler. I don't know if we can see that. Let me. Yep. So that's the HQ tunneler, and then I'll have the transport tunneler, and they'll be easy to distinguish because I will have the gun on the transport tunneler. It's just magnetized on for now. Again, apologies for not having everything completely painted. I'm a slow painter, and I would rather play than paint. So that's just kind of my approach to the game. So the rats beat the enforcers by 1, deployed everything but the lead tunneler, the HQ tunneler. I Tangle Tangle. I think it's the Tangle Tunneler. So the Tangle Tunneler held back, waited to see where this Strider was. These were, tried to protect it as much as I could from those two things. So we're going to start with the Enforcers roster. We have 5 Assault Enforcers with Phase Claws. We have 1 Enforcer Captain with 2 Assault Enforcers. And then 1 Medic. We have 2 Peacekeepers. We have a Strider with the Polaris Anti-Tank Cannon, or the Tank Buster. Alright, sorry. We have the Peacekeeper Captain, who is got a retinue of 2 regular Peacekeepers, so they're hanging out right here. And then we have just regular Assault Enforcers with just the standard loadout with the Energy Gauntlet on the Sergeant. And then here we have 5 rockets. And then here we just have 5 regular Enforcers with standard Gendling laser rifles. And then we're going to jump over to the other side. And on the table, we're going to have 2 squads of 10 total crawlers, whichever the shootier one is. So it's 9 ray guns and 1 heavy ray gun. There's 2 squads of those. There's 2 squads of the melee-centric ones, Stalkers. And they are 9 base boys, and then the Sergeant. And the Sergeant's just got standard, like, I don't think there's any upgrades. And it's actually not 9. I'm sorry. It's 12 plus the Sergeant. There's a total of 13 models in these squads. There's a unit of Nightmares with 2 heavy drills, the Tangle Tunneler, and then 4 of the Tunnel Runners. And then in reserves, we've got 4 more Nightmares, and then a Tunneler with the big heavy anti-tank gun. And then it's also got the Creeper Leader with 4 Creepers with it. Tank Buster, more like Hulk Buster, more like Kaiju Buster. Godzilla-sama. Oh, gotcha. That's true, though. It do be busting some tanks and some Hulks. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll our command point rolls here. So the rats are going to get pretty good roll. Whoa. Boop. 2, 4, 6. So the rats, the Veermen, are going to start with 6 command points. And then we get this, and this, and this. And then the Enforcers are going to start with 2, 3, 4, 5 command points. Awesome. Let me grab my spin down and mark that. AOS, Lurk. Firefight, man. What's up, buddy? This is Mantic Games 40K Analog. Is the best way I could describe it. It's an alternating activation sci-fi. It's not quite as big. It do be dubious, though. Although, that's not how you spell dubious, buddy. But I appreciate the effort. But no, Harold, the Firefight is kind of in the Warpath universe. If you're familiar with Mantic, they make Kings of War and the new Halo Flashpoint game. So I'm just doing a little one-player walkthrough of it to kind of, again, showcase the game. It's a lot of fun. Definitely recommend checking it out. So we're going to start with, because these handsome rats got to go first, we're going to do some really, really basic stuff. Homie's going to activate here, and we're just going to make sure we control this objective. I know that most of the Enforcers have relatively short range, so I don't have to worry necessarily about them getting here right away. I can kind of go slow, take my time, force the Enforcers to kind of come to me, even though that's what the Enforcers want to do, is kind of go slow and make me come to them, which it's really just me playing me, so I'm just coming to myself. But anyway, not to make that any more awkward than it needed to be. So looking at this, I probably am spread out way too much for my Enforcers. Oh, these can come off, but that's okay, because that's actually something relatively easy to fix. And again, the Veermen tend to have a lot of shorter range stuff as well, so it's not like I necessarily have to worry about getting shot off the table right away. What we will do is we will activate the captain here, the assault captain. And then he's got an aura. Creeper. Oh, man. It does cost 2 command points, but it is a 9-inch aura where everything inside that aura gets to add 3 to its movement. So we're going to use that off rip. And what we're going to do then, we want to stay 9 here, but we can march these bad duders. Boop. So we can, and remember these are anti-grav, so they can just kind of like beat feet real fast. This is going to be assumed to be as tall as this one. These are going to be like height 3, you know, just bear with me. I know the terrain's kind of all over the place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure, yeah, we just want to make sure homie's in 9-inch range of these, because we're going to want to be able to do that again. They're not pinned. What a goose I am. Wah, 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 wah. Honk. All right. So, beep, beep, whoop, whoop. Why you all in my ear? Give me a second. There we go. All right, so did that. There's not really a reason to double activate. This first turn for both armies is probably going to be pretty slow, and that's okay. That's actually kind of preferred. These things are going to hurt. So what we're going to end up doing is we're probably going to end up, yeah. Ooh, that's too far. I don't know that I'm going to be able to hide from them really well, but what I can do is at least make sure I get cover. So they'll kind of come out here. Oh, that's too far. Because I don't want to be in this big shooting lane. If I can force them to have to shoot across this so these are covered, I can get -1 to hit. If I can get behind these, probably would have been better to be behind these for -1 to hit. But it is what it is. You know, sometimes you just do things and you're like, oh, well, I should have done that differently. There's not, do we need to multi-activate for the rats? Not necessarily. So they're going to pass, and we're just going to keep walking back and forth. I'm going to get my steps in at this little table here. We know these boys, and really, I think we just march the peacekeepers up. And the reason we can march them is because they are the coolest. No, they're just not going to have anything really in range that's going to threaten them. So they're going to go. That's all they need to do. So now we're looking at what the rats want to do, the Veermen. And honestly, and I'm going to do my best to play this as I would if I were playing against not me. Okay? So I will do my best to kind of play this as intelligently as I can for both sides, within the, you know, the limits of my intelligence. All right, so we can't tag them here. I don't know if I'll be able to get a line of sight. I can tag them, but that's a big waste. That's a big, big waste. Okay. This handsome fella is going to activate. He's going to spend 1 to activate his aura. His aura is weight of fire 1, and then I believe it's vicious shooting. Sounds right. I will double check that in a minute. It is weight of fire 1. I do know that. He is the peacekeeper captain. I use him a lot, so I should know this. It is vicious. Okay. I use him a lot. I like him a lot. That way to fire vicious aura has been really, really good. Um, again, we don't necessarily want these out in the open. And I think the safest spot is going to be to take them over here. And I don't even know that we want them that far up. The problem is that the tunnel tangler has those psychic attacks. So if that thing gets close enough, let me see if we're close enough. Nah, we'll be outside of range. It won't be able to move up and shoot. If it gets close enough, that's really going to hurt, you know? And we don't want that. That is not going to feel good. Now, they are done. So what we want to do, we need to be outside of 42. That's brutal, man. That's brutal. We kind of like weep. So we'll just kind of march this right here. Because really all we're trying to do is give that a wide berth. Like, sure, the Strider can come up, but the Strider's only 2 shots. And worst case scenario, the Strider does some damage. Those could theoretically just delete the Tangle Tunneler. So we're just gonna avoid those for as long as we can. Walk back over here. And let's see. So we've got that. Well, we already know these boys are gonna come up. And they can move 15. So if they move here, they could not charge. Man, that's a spicy meatball, friend. I think what they do is they just sprint up behind here and they leave that objective alone for now. I thought about taking it, because if I take it and then I double activate, I'd have to do the math to see if I could take first activation. I don't know that I can with 2 units being off the table. And really 3 units, because one's in the transport. But if I could, and I could have charged, I would have taken it, scored it, and then immediately charged next turn, just to kind of put the rats kind of on their back foot. But I think we kind of take some caution here, and we go, you know, we're gonna let those rats, we're gonna let them do what they do for now. Grab an activation token, and then that goes on these handsome fellers. Okay, so that being said, I think he can get to there. Coming out. Oh yeah, so he's gonna run out here. I just want to make sure we can at least get close to the objective. We can actually bring him more like that. There we go. So that way, if something does end up on the objective, we have the potential to charge it. And then these guys have a 6-inch coherency because their unit's so big. That's something important to remember. And then the other thing is, with me not having anything in reserves, like the enforcers don't have anything in reserves. So as Veerman, I don't have to protect my backfield as much. I can be more aggressive. But with the Veerman having things in reserve, the enforcers don't necessarily want to give up. I'm trying to think of the best way to word it. They don't want to necessarily like beat feet out of their deployment zone so fast, simply because that could really be the poopy duty for them, you know, getting that tunneler behind them, and now they have things kind of separating and fighting them on 2 fronts. So we do have a line of sight there. So we're gonna bring these out. I kind of knew it was gonna happen. It wasn't one of those like, ooh, let's do this intentionally. But you know, with a 36-inch range, it's going to be really hard to hide from those things. So these are Enforcer Heavy Squad. They all have missiles because they're cute. Enforcer heavy support, so we have 1 and 4 is 4 missiles. They shoot on 4s, but cover will make it 5s. So it's going to be 5 shots, hitting on 5s with weight of fire 1 from his aura. So on 5s. So there's 3 hits. And then weight of fire, 4 hits. Oh no, those things are about to get wrecked. They are AP 4. And then the tunnel runners, I believe, are armor 7. Yep. So now we're going to damage on 3s, re-rolling 1s from Vicious. This is about to hurt. So all 4 go through. And then these are devastating, I believe. Devastating D2 sounds right. Yep. And then the tunnel runners are they 3 hit points? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the first one's going to do, because this won't splash. So the first one does 2, so that'll kill 1. Second one does 2, so that'll kill 1. So 2 of the tunnelers die. And they get a pin token because they are a vehicle and that was an anti-tank weapon. So that was brutal. That was brutal. But all is not lost. I kind of figured that's how that was going to play out. And I arguably could have ran them a different direction, but I have a plan, I promise. So, what we're going to do now, they went. Boop, boop. That's all gone. They've gone. So these lads are going to scream out. Let's see. We're going to multi-activate. Got those and we've got those, but we do have that. So really what we want to do, we don't want that thing to come crush me. So it could come out to here with a 24-inch range. So we really just need to be here or further away. We can manage that. So what we'll do is we'll just run these boys kind of like this. Let's see, can we get within 12? Probably not. Oh well, sometimes it just be like that, friend. Okay. So that's going to be very best. No one ever was. A little Pokemon action, no? Alright, so get those tokens out. Bam, 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 bam. And that's really all the rats that are on the table. They're all activated. So, enforcers just get to kind of go ham. Although they don't have a ton left anyway to activate either. So what we're going to do, we're going to move this squad here. And, oh, he's just a sergeant. We're just going to move. Actually, we're going to put the sergeant on the objective. And then everybody else will just kind of come up. And that way, if something moves up and I want to shoot, the sergeant can see so that they can shoot. All right, what we want to do now is probably bounce them up here. Grab some cover. Cover. Make sure we're within 3. Bam. They're done. And then it should just be the Strider. Can I reach him? No. Man, sometimes I actually do things in a smart way. I guess these should be out of range. Oh, they should have been out of range. That just means I should have done that, because that was why I measured all that anyway. Yep. That should be out of range. Bring him back just a hair, and then we'll just shoot there. 2 shots. They have cover. Hitting on 5s. Way to fire 1. Twos re-rolling. Oh, God. 4. All right. One of them dies. Bleh. Bleh. All right. So that's going to be the end of the turn. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, this guy is a clown and a half. So, boop, boop. Let's pull these off. Pull off all the tokens. I'll spend one at the end to remove the pin token from the tunnelers. There's no reason not to. Tunnel runners, I should say. Excuse me. Bam, bam. Question is, where do we go? What do we do? That should be all the tokens off. The Veermen are going to have 2 victory points because they control the 2 objectives in their deployment zone. And then the other handsome fellas here, the enforcers, are going to have 2. And then I need to double check the reserves rule real quick, or how reserves work. Features, rules, and errata. That's not what I needed. I needed the Mantic Companion. Because I believe it's just a move action to bring them onto the table, but I don't think there's a designated time in which you have to. You know, so I want to make sure of that. How do reserves work? While in reserves, they do not contribute to the command pool. Oh yeah, I got to remember that. I did that wrong the first turn, but that's okay. I didn't really spend any command points for the Veermen. They're not in play until placed on the table. Units in reserve will still contribute command dice to recon rolls at the start of the game. Reserves can be brought into the table from any edge of the player's own deployment zone from round 2. They must be in by round 3. And then if you have your own reserve rules, you just use whatever your own reserve rules are. Nightmares can't reserve. Okay, I messed that up too. My bad. Sorry about that. Well, they're going to reserve today because I'm not going to go back and fix it. That's my mistake. Is it the tunnel runners that get 2? I bet it is. Yep, okay. I had them flipped. So, future reference, if you're watching, the tunnel runners reserves, the nightmares don't. I had them flipped, which is fine. At the end of the day, it's not going to be a big deal. I just need to know that for next time. So, what we're going to do then is look up subterranean deployment. Alternatively, the unit may always enter as reserves, even if entering from reserve. So they can go anywhere on the board 9 inches away from enemy units as an advance action. So I can come in and I can shoot, and it's just their activation. Okay, perfect. That's what I needed to check. So I can either go first or have the enforcers go first. I think as a cheeky rat bastard, I probably have to go first, because I think I need to get some kind of use out of these tunnel runners before they get smoked, because those missiles are just going to chew them up. Tunnel runner, what do we have? They move 12 or 18. Oh yeah, they move 12. See, I'm already messing stuff up. I could have sprinted them 18. All right, so they could actually bounce out here. Really, I can see, but I can't. And those have counter charge. I don't want to mess with those. I know those hurt. That's going to be the poopy duty. So really, we've got a 12-inch range here. So if we just bring them out like this, we should be more than 12 away. We are. And within 18, we are. So we'll be able to shoot them at least. So we can throw some dice at these dudes that were beating me up and picking on me. Let's see. There's 2 tunnel runners. They have twin chem spitters. So that's 3 dice each at AP2. So that's 6 dice at AP2 that are going to hit on 5s. They do have the blaze away, so I could blaze away with them. But we're just gonna take our 5s and 4s to do some damage. So 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meaty. 4s. There it is. Actually, that still wasn't bad. 3. So we do kill one. And one takes a damage. So that's actually not bad. It could have been a lot better. But it's not terrible. And then what I think we do... Oh, we got to roll to see how many command points you get. That's what we do. The enforcers are going to get, whoop, oh my gosh, a lot. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And then we lose. So we just roll this. So 9 for the enforcers. Nope, I don't get the re-roll. So 1, 2. And then 5 for the rats. 9 for the enforcers, 5 for the rats. Math is hard. This is gonna be a rough turn, I think. Be a lot of dead rats, friendo. Excuse me. So I think what we do actually, as cheeky as it would be, we can't reach. Man. I think we activate the captain again. We spend for his aura again. We shoot these little rat buggers again. So we're going to get no shooting because they can't shoot. So, we could just charge them. We don't want to charge them. That'd be dumb. Those nightmares will come and give us a bad day. So hold up. We may change what we're doing here then. What we want to do then is we actually want to activate these fellers. And we want to bring this sergeant out. Just poke him out a little bit. And then we want to do the, what is that order? Precision shells. Let me see. Boop, 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 boop. High velocity ammo. So it's going to be 2 command points. It gives me bonus AP and anti-vehicle. And then they all are going to be equipped with the rifle. So we're just going to get 10 shots. 8, 10. So these are going to be on 4s. No re-rolls or anything. Drop, 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 drop. Oh, man. And then they're armor 7. These are AP 1, so 6s. But we do get 2 to go through, and they're anti-vehicle now. So they'll get a pin token, and they'll take 2 damage, which will put one down to 1. And really, if we do 1 more damage, we can almost ignore them and hope that the nerve check will kill them. So we could make that charge. That gets a little dicey, though. That's a lot of dice that are going to come back at them. I think the smart play here is to not double activate just yet. And to let the rats go again. Okay, so we're going to activate here. He's going to move up 6. Probably not even the whole 6, because we want to make sure we're blocked so that when this guy moves up to shoot, because he's going to be able to next turn, he might even be able to without. So we'll just bam. Oh, shit. We're going to have to. Pardon my language. Yeah, he's going to have to come all the way out and still not get him. So we're probably just dunking into these boys. So we'll bring them back. We're not going to be about that life. So homie is going to activate. He is going to move up, and then we're going to shoot some enforcers. We've got 6 shots. They are psychic. The Tangled Tunneler. So it'll be 6 dice. And psychic, for those that don't know, line of sight is not required. They ignore cover, smoke, hit the dirt, and stealthy mods. So we're going to get 6 dice hitting on 5s at AP1 with pinning. So 5s. So there's 1 hit. So that'll pin them. But it won't damage. But that's okay, because the pin token will at least slow them down and prevent them from screaming up the table at me. And then 4 dice hitting on 5s. And then these are AP3. We got 3 hits. 3s. So 3 go through. So that will kill 1. And then that will put a damage on 1. These, I do like this tunneler, the tunnel tangler. It seems pretty solid. I've used it pretty much every game I've played with these things. And a lot of it is I'm also just playing with the models and stuff that I have. But I do like it, and I do like the way it feels. I feel like it has a good table presence. And then that being said, now we activate these. We do 1 for their aura. And rather than move them up into these rats, because these have counter charge and or controlled fire, we're going to just put them in Overwatch. So they're going to move up, and then we're going to spend 1. Oop, that's the wrong direction. To multi-activate. And then we're going to move your boy up into the crater. He's going to be within range of that. He's going to dump some shots here. It's going to be 2 shots on 5s with weight of fire 1. They both hit anyway. AP 4, so 4s. But it is vicious, so that'll do damage. And it is D2 plus 1, so 2 damage from an anti-tank weapon. So it is pinned. Boop. And has, I believe, 4 left. I'll check that in a minute. And then that will be both activations for the enforcers. They can't activate again right now. No! No! So that's how that's going to go. So now what we're going to do, it's tempting. It doesn't matter. It's not a smart thing to do, but it's still tempting. So I think actually what we do is we spend our move action to bring in the tunneler now that we have space. Because this just has to be 9 inches away from enemy models. I'm going to reread subterranean deployment just to make sure I understand that correctly. And we're going to put it so that it has options. And then remember, there's creepers in there. Oh, man. Subterranean deployment. I'm pretty sure that was just a 9 inches away from enemy models. Can be deployed, or it can be in reserves. In any open terrain more than 9 inches from enemy units. Yep, and it's an advance action. Perfect. So that's going to come down. We're going to shoot something. I just haven't decided what yet. We've got the regular tunneler. It's got a super heavy ray gun. It's going to be 3 dice hitting on 5s at AP3 with anti-tank. Man, that's going to be a tough call. I think we just put them... Oh, you know what? I think... Because then... We just put them into that. We don't like those. Those are rough. On 5s, 1 hit. On 3s, 1 goes through, so 1 more missile dies. And that may not seem like a lot, but it really is. So boom, boom. And then we can spend 1 to chain activate. Let me see. Charging out of a transport. Command and faction orders which allow an advance or sprint action. Units may never enter or exit a vehicle in the same round. Okay, that's what I thought. You can charge from the vehicle. They move 14. Now, because they're in the transport, they can give orders to units in the transport. So what I can do is spend some command points to give an order to the Master Creeper's unit, which we're going to do. And we're going to do Teeth and Claws is what we're going to do, which will give them Frenzy 2 and Vicious. Let's see. Creeper. So it's going to be... I'm hitting on 5s. Frenzy 2. You are a gremlin. Gandalf knows it. Oh, Gandalf. No. Okay. So it's Frenzy 2. So you're going to get to reroll 2 dice. And then... They don't have Frenzy themselves. I wanted to double check that. Because the base troop units do have Frenzy themselves. So what we're going to do, and you have to move the shortest possible distance. Bam. So he's going to get in here, and then they'll come around. And I'm not going to put them all up here yet. We'll see how this goes. So it's going to be 3 dice for the base boys, 4 dice for the base boys. Do I not have them in here? That would be dumb. Why didn't I have them in here? Oh no, I don't even have them. Well, now we're in a tight spot. So he's just going to come. He's going to give himself the aura. I have the wrong list. That's okay. So he's going to make his 2 attacks. 5s with Frenzy 2. Frenzy 2. And then AP 3. Yep. With anti-tank. That actually, I think, does make it on the Strider. I think there's 7 with heavy armor. They are armor 7 with heavy armor. So that is 1 damage from anti-tank. Not the smartest thing I've ever done. But again, I messed up. Reading's hard. But because it took damage from an anti-tank weapon, it does get a pin token. So we may end up getting lucky. And this Master Creeper may end up winning this combat after all. Which would be actually kind of funny. I don't even know why he's in the list then. I thought I had creepers with him. What a goose. Oh well. He gets that. Alright, so he takes damage. Now he gets 2 swings back. He does hit on 5s because of the pin token. 1 hit. And then... no damage. It is AP1. It does no damage. So homie does actually win the combat. And that's one of those, like, sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what? this is where we're at. And then he'll take his 3-inch move. Nothing really looks good. So we'll actually just move him that way because nothing at all looks good. Okay. Gungy, huh? Those are words. All right, so bam, bam, bam. So now, I think what we do, so this has got shields, so we don't want to shoot the missiles into it just yet, because that will be a waste. What we want to do is probably tag it with some pistols in an effort to take away its shields. They're outside of charge range. Man, that's going to be... Whew. How far away are we? We are in a tight spot. I put myself in a pickle here, guys. We couldn't even... Actually, we could. It have cover. I think... Man. I think we just take this charge. Oh, gosh. I just put myself in a pickle. I'm not really sure where to go from here. I think actually what we end up doing is we just dump some shots into Creepa. They're going to hit on 5s, 6s, because he's -1. Oh, man. Maybe that's not even the best option. Well, damn, we're in a tight spot. I think we activate these. We shed the pin token. And we go ahead and put these boys up here. We go ahead and take this objective. Man, no we don't. We don't do that. That'd be dumb. I think we just take it here. Man, they could still get me. I think that's just where we're at, though. They're going to come up. They're going to take the objective. Do we spend one to multi-activate? We could multi-activate, and then we could charge that. But, man, that thing's probably winning the assault because of the heavy armor. Whew, buddy, I'm telling you, I put myself in a tight spot. If we go to here, the back of his base here, still couldn't charge him. Actually, is he within 15? Looks like it. So what we'll actually do is we will multi-activate. And then we will pop his movement aura. And then really we're just gonna... Oh, he's the one that has to be within 9. We're just gonna kind of meander these boys like this so that we can make sure those are in where they need to be, and then it'll be the rat's turn. And really, these fellas are going to shoot here. They're going to have cover, so this will be a no-brainer, because I can't see anything else I really need to do yet. So these are on 7s, because those boys shoot real well. And really, I probably should have just blazed away with them, but that's okay. And then the heavy ray gun gets 1, 6s, and then heavy ray gun, nothing. Absolutely nothing happens. That's all they really needed to do. Is there a reason to multi-activate here? I don't think so. We're not quite close enough to tag them. We're just outside. Just outside of tagging that. We can charge it there. I don't know that there's a reason to. I'd really like to get these drills into it. All right. We're in a pickle. The old pickle. All right. So what are we going to do here? I wouldn't mind killing that. But I also wouldn't mind blasting the shields. If you let this thing go loose, it can do some damage. But this may be one of those where I need to just kind of focus on one or the other. And I think we just put these pistols, they're just out of range. So I think what we do is we bounce these up. Make sure we're over 18 from these. Just so they have to at least move up if they want to shoot me. And then we just throw some shots at them and hope we get one damage. 5s, because they're assault enforcers. Oh my Lanta. And then 7s. 1-8. That'll do it. So now we're in a... That tunnel runner is going to probably go away on a nerve check unless I get some really good dice. So, all right. That went okay. Grab a Overwatch token. Beep, beep, whoop, whoop. Why you all in my ear? All right, Overwatch token. Bam. That'll go there. Not an Overwatch token, activation token. So they went. So now we got these rats. We've got the nightmares. We've got these rats. We can bring another unit in if we want to. I messed that up, so they'll just go into regular reserves instead of subterranean deployment. That's my fault. The question is, if I roll enough dice, can I do enough damage? I did teeth and claws on him. So we can't teeth and claws him. They already have frenzy anyway. What do we want to do? They won't be a hinder charge from there. They don't have that. Narcotic frenzy. Oh, yeah, that's pretty meaty actually. I forgot about narcotic frenzy. And then lucky shot, vicious, and extra range. Man, what do we want? Those are armor 7. They have an Overwatch, so they can just shoot me. I think the answer is honestly we charge here and just hope to do some dice. Dice damage. Damage dice. Whee! I mean, it's a lot of attacks. So we're just kind of relying on weight of dice. Each boy gets 2 attacks. There's 26 total attacks. 6, 9, 12, 13. These will be on force. With Frenzy 2. Because they just have, built-in Frenzy. That's, maybe we won't. And then 7s. No. And then he's going to bonk back on 5s, and they both miss. So it's a draw. So both units would get marked as activated. Both units would get marked as pinned. I don't remember if vehicles get pinned from close combat, and then they just move 3 inches away from each other. Like, it's pretty simple. And then he'll go back here like this. He keeps that. They get that and that. He keeps that and that. And actually, that could have been pretty good. We will sprint these lads up now as a double activation. They do have counter charge. So them being right here is not the worst spot that they could be in. Because that's a lot of melee presence here. Like, if these come around and charge, they'll probably do a lot of damage, but these are going to do a lot of damage back. So now we've got missiles, and I think just these boys for the enforcers. So what we do with the missiles, I think we go ahead, because this doesn't have a shield generator, I think we go ahead, we move them up, and we dump 3 shots. We'll have pretty much open range on him. So they're going to be on 4s with way to fire 1. Way to fire 1. So 3 of the shields go away. Boom. And the shields are almost like extra hit points. So, sorry, I was just reading something on the chat. Shields are just extra hit points effectively, but you don't have to do a damage. Hit rolls take away shields. Now, that's done. These guys need to go. The rats, we'll go ahead and just activate to bring the nightmares in that shouldn't have been in reserve. That was my mistake. But we'll put them in my deployment zone here. And then there we go. So they're there. And then we still have these. I can already see I should not have spread out so far. And I even said at the start of the game, like, man, I really spread myself out. What a goose I am. So they're out. He'll have cover from the crater, and then he's stealthy in small units, so he's going to be -3 to hit. We're going to go ahead and just put those 6 shots into him anyway. 7s. That was not one of them. 1, 2, 3. And then he takes a damage. All right. And they're going to hold that objective. And then I think that's everything. So at the end of the turn, we spend 1. We have 1 pin token to shed. I can shed this one. I can shed this one. And you can do that, if I remember correctly, because the nerve test happened at the end of the round. And then the order is given in the end phase. So that's an important distinction. But he is the last model, so -2. Probably won't make it with a 6. I bet that handsome feller's gone. Oh, that's the Tangled Tunneler. I was like, oh gosh. He needed a 7, because you're -2 when you're the last model. So, and he's not within range of an inspiring unit, so he does die. Kind of figured that was going to happen. I can spend to pull this one off. I forgot he had one. But I had 4 command points. I should have been able to shed every pin token I had on the table for the Veerman. Bam, 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 bam. And then the enforcers. Who would have finished first? Nightmares came in. They moved and shot. Bam, bam. I think the enforcers would have finished first. So now, what do we want to do? We've got, man, a lot of bad options. One, 2, 3, 4. So they'll go up to 6. Veermen go up to 4 victory points. We're going into turn 3. what do we want to do? Man, this is a tough one. Tough one, tough one. So, command points. 2. Veerman get. Man, they have not been rolling well. They get 3. And then 1, 2, 3. And then the green. And then they can just re-roll that. 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what we do, that tunneler is gonna come down and it's gonna hurt. That's a bad charge. That can't make any charges where it's at, but it does have a kind of nasty gun. I think we not 15 away there. We are 15 away there. Oh, actually, we're not. All right. So I could do that. And what I think we're going to do with the Enforcer, sorry, this is interesting. I don't actually sit and play games with myself like this, and it can get pretty interesting. I think off rip, the first thing we do is we go ahead, we activate these guys, we spend for the aura, and we just dump into this thing to try to take its shields down the rest of the way. We don't, because they don't have guns. They're base claws. I gotta remember that. So I think we activate there. Oh, yeah, they're in range. And we just try to take his shields down the rest of the way so that we can hopefully 3, 6, 10. Yeah, we'll give him anti-tank and AP1 just to try to pin it or do some damage here. So 4s, because there's no cover. Whoa, they all hit. So there's the 3 shields. And then these are 7s with anti-tank. So it just does damage. There's no reroll here. So 2 go through. So that'll pin. Man, that is a meaty ability. Like, god dang. That's brutal. So the rats. He's the master creeper. He's got exploding rats. All friendly troop increase their AP by 1 for shoot and assault. Interesting. But really, I think what we do is we just spend 1 of theirs so we can treat this as not a hindered charge. Now he is going to get to shoot them. It'll be on 5. No, 5s because it's Overwatch. It does get weight of fire because he's taking a shoot action. 2s, 1 of them goes through and they take 2 damage, 3 damage. So that does drop 1. And then they get to treat that as not a hindered charge. I gotta go spin that down. So the anti-vehicle attacks, anti-tank, there's going to be 8 of them, hitting on, I believe, 4s? Or do the nightmares hit on 4's base? Let's find out. I haven't gotten to play with these as much as I want to. I really like the hit on 4's base. So they're going to hit on 3s. Man, good thing. I believe they're AP3, so 4s. Didn't even matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 go through. That is enough to kill the Strider. So the Strider dies. And that's an important removal, because that's going to make it a little tougher to get these tunnelers off the table now. So the Strider does die. These boys get to move 3 inches. So they're going to come back right about here, here, here. And if you win the assault, there's something about winning the assault. I don't remember what it is. Let's double check it. Doubt you can Overwatch. You get to remove a pin marker. Okay, that's it. All right. That's what I thought. All right, perfect. So they do get to do that. So now this has lost all of its shields. It's got 4 health left because 2 of those went through. And I think we're gonna try to remove 2 units here. We're gonna really try to remove 2 units. So we're gonna activate here first. We're gonna pop 1 for Azora, and then we're gonna charge. It will be hindered because we didn't have line of sight. We're not moving in a straight line. But they're going to get 3 attacks each. 9 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Maybe this isn't a smart play. We'll see. But they are elite, so they're going to re-roll 1s. We drop 2. And then these are AP2. So they're going to be 4s again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we kill 2 more bases, leaving just the sergeant. That was a risky play, because had I not rolled well, these nightmares they'll lift the peacekeepers. Now the nightmare gets to 4s, and then these are 7, so 4s. So they do take 2 damage. We do lift a base. The resilient does not matter because these are AP3 attacks. So obviously the enforcers did win that assault. So he's got to move 6 inches directly back. So he's going to come back here. And then what they're going to do, yep, he'll be able to leapfrog that base there. Boop, boop. Boop, come here, make sure we're within 12. And then what we're going to do is we're going to spend 1 to activate the shoot here. We got 3 missiles hitting on 4s with way to fire 1. Nothing. And then AP4, so 4s re-rolling 1s from Vicious. Vicious, both of them go through. These are D2, so if I get 2 highs, this thing's dead. It does not die, but it does take 2 damage. But again, I think that was the smart play. So they've now activated. He's almost dead. So I think what we do is we start pushing with them this way. Boop. All right. All right. So now we've got... He didn't activate yet. I haven't done teeth and claws yet. It might be time. It might be time. Is that 2 command points or is that 1? That's such a good one. Problem is that. God dang. Frenzy and Vicious. I'm just going to have more dice if I shoot it is the issue. No, I still think we charge. We can straight line it. Boop. We are going to teeth and claws it. I think that's my last 2 command points. Yep. It does get 4 attacks. These will hit on 4s because it charged. These are weird. And that's one thing I will say is a lot of the... Yep, 4s. A lot of the Veerman stuff is kind of weird. It doesn't quite hit as hard as I think it should sometimes. And I think it's just because my start in this game was Enforcers. So 4s. Frenzy. All right. And then AP, I believe 3. AP 4. Oh, so 2s. And it's vicious. So we lift 2 bodies. These do have counter charge. So they're going to get all their swing backs because they weren't pinned. So it's 3 attacks each. 3. And they had 4 fellas. These are going to be on 4s re-rolling 1s because they're elite. No 1s to re-roll, but a lot of hits. These are AP 1, so these are going to be 7s, but heavy armor, so 7s into 5s. 1, 2. Oh my gosh, I could end up winning this assault. I do 2 damage. So no. It's down to 2. But I did win the assault. Because I did 3 with it. So these boys have to move directly back 6. So they'll just kind of come here. Now they get marked as pinned and activated because they lost the assault. Remember that he can't actually control the objective because he's a vehicle. The tunneler doesn't, or Tangle Tunneler. It does take control of the objective, but I'm out of command points, so I can't multi-activate. Which I don't think that's going to be an issue. We don't want to run up there just yet. I think... Man. Yeah, I think we go ahead and activate. He's already done, so we don't even necessarily have to worry about it yet. So what we don't have a ton left to activate is the issue. So what I think we do just abandon that objective. And I think we just actually no, I think we still come up. We grab the objective and we move 6. We're within 9 of it. We are. So we can actually just do this, this, this. I don't have 3 command points, so I can't shoot them anyway, but that's okay. That'll go there. And really, that just leaves 2 units here. Whew, man. So as we'll activate here, we will shoot. Here, they're going to have cover. We have to spend 1 to shed the pin on 5s. 2 hits, AP a bunch, 2 go through. And they are not devastating, I don't think. The big heavy ray gun, let's find out. I can't remember. Tunneler. Oh, they're AP 2, so actually only 1 of them did. So, nope. They're AP 3, and they are devastating D2. I was looking at the melee. So they're AP 3, so they both go through. Devastating D2. Does the first one kill a boy? It does. Does the second one kill a boy? It doesn't. But, again, we can dwindle them down like that. That's fine. This is good. It's got, I think, 1 left. is where it's at. No, that one's at 1. That one's at 2. So, bam, bam. I think we go ahead, we activate him, spend all the command points for the move aura. 6. Gets him within 12. All right. Oh, I can move 9. And then we just shoot him, right? 1, 2, 3 shots, hitting on 6s. Actually, not 6s. Doesn't matter. They all missed. Because he's stealthy and all that other stuff. He's not in danger of killing anything. I'm better off shooting there. So I think that's what we do is... Man. Where's my sergeant? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, so they're going to charge here. It'll be hindered. I can't make it not hindered. We're going to see if we can't. And again, this is what I'm talking about when I tell people, you know, the charge is kind of more about extra movement. Because I can come around here, and then if I win the assault, I can keep moving. So I can try to get, you know, an extra 3 inches of movement. And that's things to understand. So they have lost 1. So they're going to be down to 24 attacks. 6, 8, 10, 12. So these are going to be on 5s with Frenzy 2. And then 6s. There's 2 of them. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 5s with Frenzy 2. Pick one up. Ooh. That's pretty good. And then, bam, that'll squad wipe. So that's going to take a lot of pressure off the tunneler. And then we're just going to push everybody over basically 3 inches. Just like that. Bam, bam. So now these fellas are going to run up because they get the extra 3 inches. So they're going to charge. And they're going to get 4 attacks. And we're just banking on some good rolls is really what it boils down to. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. They're AP2, so it's going to be 6s. I got 1. It's seismic, so on a 4. And that's not good. And then these are going to come back on 5s. Youch. That was too many dice. So these are going to come back on 5s. There we go. And then these are going to be on 5s. Not 1s. Really? Oh my. Nothing happened. So again, he moves 3 inches back. They have to move 3 inches back. And then they're both... I don't remember if the vehicles can get pinned from losing an assault. I'm going to pin it for now, and then I'll look at it later. I'd rather make the mistake that way. So... and that's going to be all the enforcers. So what we're going to do now is... Oh God, I did that. That's fine. They're gonna start supporting this side. They're gonna charge. We're gonna call it hindered because they'd have to move over or around that sandbag. They haven't lost anything. So it's just going to be a bucket of dice, and we're going to see if we can do this. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's going to be 5s and 6s, and then they do have a medic, so it's going to be resilient 1. So 5s, and they are frenzy 2. So we'll grab 2 right now. Pick those up. Drop, 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 drop. 6s. Yeah. So there's 1, and we'll just go ahead and resilient that, and then second half. That was a much better roll. And then 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's it. So that'll kill 2 of them. They've already activated, so they don't have counter charge or anything like that. And then it'll be, so we did 4 damage. So here's the captain. Nope. 1. So 1 dies. And then the medic probably just gets a single swing, I assume. Yep. Medic hits damage. So they killed 2. So the captain does lose the assault. So what's going to happen is, again, we're going to go 6. They lose 2, so we'll take these 2 here. And then they're going to just keep pushing is what's going to happen. You know, we may end up losing all these rats, but we're just trying to push, push, push. All right, so I think that's everything. Everybody's out of command points, so that doesn't matter. We do need some nerve checks, so let's start here. They make it with a 4 because that's what they need. They don't need 1. They don't need 1. That handsome fella, 8. He's good. He's ready to go. And then I think that's it. I actually forgot to activate them. That's okay. It's not going to be the end of the world, or it is. The enforcers are going to have 2, 3, 4 again to go to 10. And then 2 to go to 6, and we're going into turn 4. So it's 10 to 6, enforcers in the lead, turn 4. The enforcers would have finished activating first, simply because I just genuinely forgot that anyway. So let's take a look at where we're at. Command points, that's where we're at. Enforcers still have both our commanders. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Meaty. And then we drop this, we pick up this, and then we get another black die. So I'll take care of that. Oh my gosh. We roll those, and then the other black die. So 4 for the rats. All right. Now, enforcers get to go first. That's a lot of bodies. I don't know that we want to come charging into them just yet. I think it's better. This has got good shooting. Do we try to kill that? They're not. I think we're smarter to try to shoot these. We're in range. So they'll take the long action to shoot so we can ignore the cover effectively. It's going to be 10 shots. 6, 8, 10. Oh. Yeah. So it's going to be 4s. And then 5s. 1, 2. Oh, that was rough. We do kill 2 though, so that does help a little bit. That was a bad roll, friend. So that's going to be their turn. We got to start making some ground here. That only has 1 hit point left. All this stuff is pinned. Yep, all of it is. Oh yeah, these 2 are dead. Oh, I probably should have activated them to shed the pin. That would have been smart. That's okay. I think we go ahead, we charge here, we force that. It's got to go here. And then I'll worry about moving everybody else later. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So it'll be 22 attacks this time. And that's a full charge. So we're going to hit on 4s. Yep. We do have Frenzy 2. So we'll just roll that now. Drop that. Pick up, pick up. And then 6s. 1, 2, 3. Resilient. Okay. So that picks up a body. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 4s. Drop, drop, drop. And then 6s. 1, 2, oh my gosh, 3, 4. So that'll be squad. So that'll take out the assault commander. And again, I'm already noticing what I could have done differently with the enforcers. Like, I absolutely shouldn't have spread them out so thin. I knew that. I even just did a video on that about like how to not spread them out, and I did it anyway. But what I'm gonna do then is go ahead and move him back here. And everybody else is going to come sit on this objective. And we're going to try and force this issue a little bit. Oh, they made it. That's right. So they're going to activate. He's going to pop 1 for Azora. 9. So he's going to come up here. We're going to get 6 attacks. We're going to hit on 3s. Wow. And then these are AP2. So I believe these are also 3s. And that'll just blend that little rat. And then they'll take their 3 inches to get here. Like this. Hopefully gets me. Yeah, I was like, man, I hope that gets me out of 12 of him. But really, we also wanted to make sure we had his aura in range so we could at least throw some dice at some stuff. Do we want to double activate? I think we do. Spend 1 here. Oh, Jesus. And then I think we spend the 2 so that they are always on Overwatch. Boop, boop. Oh, I can't. I already did an order here. 1 order per activation, I believe, right? That sounds right. Man. I don't think we need to. They're probably fine for now. Just because of counter charge. So what I think we end up doing is, man, can we just waltz right in there? Yeah. If we walk in, we don't get any charge bonuses, but that thing only has 1 hit point left. But then we're also probably throwing them away to nightmares. And if we walk them in, it's only 6 attacks. And it's simultaneous. So it's a tight spot here too. So I still think we multi-activate just so I can make sure we get what we need done. And I think what we do is we still activate them. And I think we just shoot into... we'll shoot into the tunneler. We'll risk that. 6 shots hitting on 4s. It is weight of fire 1. So we drop 1. And then it's 7s re-rolling 1s. Oh, man. And if one of these is a 5, that thing's dead. It's dead. Whoo! That was huge. So we get rid of the tunneler, and now we've taken away all of their extra command points. All the rats' command points. That was big. That was really, really big. So now, just make sure there's nothing. Just tuning in. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of weird, just playing a game with yourself. But the big thing is like I said, for me, it's just showing people how fun this game is and how awesome. And it gives me reps with the Veermen. I haven't played a lot of games with them, and that's the army I really want to get into. So thanks for tuning in, though. Appreciate it. So that went bam, bam. So we don't have the reach to get there. We don't have the reach to get there. Boop. Do we have the reach to get here? No. But we do have the reach to get here. So these boys are just going to run up here. We're going to take that objective. They're so fast. Like the 14 inches is really, really fast. All right. Oh, they had 4 command points. So we spend to multi-activate. Then I think we just bring these up to support this objective. And that's how we go. And then I think we're just down to 2 units here. These haven't lost, so they have their overwhelm numbers. So I can't take that objective. They only get 1 attack, so that might be worth. We're just gonna walk into them, and we're gonna let Jesus take the wheel on this one. It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. So we're gonna resolve damage simultaneously because I'm just walking into them. These are going to get 6 attacks, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s, because they have the claws. Oh no, this could have been AP 1. So 4s, so 3 rats die, and then it's, I believe, 10 attacks. I think it's 1 each for these. Master Creeper, crawlers. Oh, they actually hit on 5s. Okay, that's 6, 3, 6, 9, 10. On 5s. They have guns, but they hit better than they shoot. Makes sense. And then 6s, nothing. So I do manage to win the assault. I think we killed 3. So they're going to move back 6. And I think I just can't get there. And I just don't know that it's worth it to leave this objective, because that'd be 2, 4, 2, 4, 5. The rats will be at 4, 5, so we could at least tie. So, man, that's assuming I can control that one. So what I think we do, they just went, so the rats get to go. I think we just make sure we're within 3. Actually, I don't even need to do that, I don't think, but we're still going to do it. Come up here, make sure one of them's touching. Um, and then blaze away. Do we blaze away to try to give him a pin, or do we just try to? Man, tough call. I think we just shoot him, try to do some damage. So 6s. And then 6s. And then the heavy, nothing. Okay. So, there's a difference between maybe giving them a pin and not. They're going to just take an Overwatch action. Oh, I still haven't used this either. Man. The score on this is going to be meaty. They're just outside of range. So he's just going to sprint up here. He can't get in there. And I'm just finishing the rat turn right now. I'm just trying to decide. I think we come here. We take our 3 shots, hitting on 5s. I think we put it here. And then one of them doesn't die. He just takes the damage. Okay. Bam. And then we just have this charge that we all know is happening. Yep. But because they have the Overwatch, they're going to countercharge, so we're just resolving all the damage simultaneously. And really, these rats are just hoping that we can... oh, okay. There's still a lot of them here. So 20 attacks. We'll do that first. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8. We're just going to roll them all this time. Hitting on 4s with Frenzy. Gosh, I probably should have just done that to begin with. Boop. Boop, boop. And then 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4 total. So we do kill 2, but they're gonna probably blend a lot of rats. 2, 4, 6, 8, 4s. And then 4s. So I did 4 damage. Well, they just did 3 back, and then the sergeant, 4. So they both do 4 damage. Which means we're knocking both units off the objective because we're going to tie 4. I guess, boop, boop, 2, 4, 6. And they're going to need a nerve check. That's going to be the poopy duty. Man. So that might have been kind of clutch, though. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. That's everything. Actually, I can shed. I have command points, so they'll shed their pin token. That's the only one on the table right now, I think. So what's going to happen now is I need a nerf check for them. Ooh, I don't know if that makes it or not. Those are probably nerf 6. Those are the stalkers. Yep, they are nerve 6. So they fail their pin or their nerve check. They do die. That'll take care of that squad. So now what we're looking at for the end of 4, enforcers will have 1, 2, 3. Oh, maybe. Yep. So they're going to go to 13. Excuse me. 13. But the Veermen are going to have 5. And that is not a bad spot to be in, because that's a big jump they just made. It is now 9 to 13. Enforcers get to go first. Veermen get 2 command points. Enforcers get that plus a green. We'll re-roll that. And then a green. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Okay. So last turn. Let's see how this goes. This is going to end up being a pretty tight match. I hope everybody's like learning and enjoying. So we get first activation. We could have shed that, so we'll shed that pin token also. There's no reason to hop onto that objective just yet. The real question is, do we take care of this? Do we take care of this? Do we do something to this? Like, there's a lot to consider here, because there's a lot of threats. If we take care of this, we can effectively secure this side of the board. But it's got 2 left. Or man, I think we have to start here. We have to spend 1, and we got to try to do something about these Jaspers. We're in range, 6 attacks. Hopefully this will work. We're going to activate the aura, and there's a reason for that, just in case we don't win this assault. Boop, boop. 6 attacks on 3s, re-rolling 1s. They all hit, and then 2, so 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a good chance we've just secured that objective now. 2, 4, 6. 8 attacks coming back on 5s with Frenzy 2. And then 7s. Nothing. Ooh, and then Resilient. So, alright. So we did bully them off. So they're activated, they're pinned. And then we can take this objective. That's big. That's actually really, really big. Now, what are we doing here? I think the play they can shoot, they'll do damage. But I'm not worried about that. We gotta do something about these. So, I think the first thing we do is we charge here. So this is gonna charge. Bonk. Take that off now. They get to shoot. Hitting on 5s. 3 hits, 4 hits. 8s. Nothing. Now, 2, 4, 6 on 4s. 1, 2, 3, and then 4s. So that's 2 that go through. So that will kill a boy. And then 4 swing backs on 4s. And then 8s. So they do take 2. They lose a boy. They do lose this objective. he can't control it, but he can at least move up, block them from being able to take it back. Oh, he needed a nerve check. He's good. All right. And then I'd like to multi-activate. We spin it down. Question is, do I shoot here? If I charge, it's more dice. So I think we just... Ooh, they have counter charge. We don't charge. We blaze away. Nope, we just shoot. So 6 shots on 6s. And then 6s. And then the ray gun. Okay. And then, yeah. We just make a wall. And actually, well, yep, just like that. So they're going to make a little wall. Now the enforcers are going to go. They know they're done, so we just got to figure out what we're doing with them. Plus, this will give these cover from these. So I think that's probably the next smart move, though, for the enforcers, is to try to reinforce this objective. So 6 attacks. So I think we just honestly charge in. 6 attacks on 3s, re-rolling 1s because they're elite, and then these are on 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so 2 rats get to fight back, 1 hit, and then no damage. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So really, Sergeant. So bam, bam. Oh. And then they'll kind of bounce, and they'll spread out. Man. I can charge them. Bam, bam. I still have you. Oh, man. This is a tough one. A quandary. So what we'll do, that was them killing that. They lost the assault, so it's really just those that I have to worry about. Actually. So. Man. I can move to see him. Problem is that I can get there, I have line of sight, and I can straight line to him. So do I want to make 10 attacks on 4s? Nope, because they've got counter charge. That's a risky play. 10 attacks. If I can kill. If we tie, nobody controls the objective. At that point, we're looking at 1 point for the enforcers. I could potentially get 2 points, so they'd go to 14 to 11. I have to take 2 objectives here. All right, how far away am I? So I can get within 3. And that'll shut off cover. One's got to be on here. Now, is it better to blaze away? I think it is. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. No. Man, I don't know. That pin token, but if I don't get an 8, that's going to be rough. I think we risk the shooting. 6s. Yep, I would have had it. Bam. Bam. That's okay. 6s. 1 goes through the heavy ray gun. Oh, 5s. We kill 1. That's actually really good. That's good. That takes their lethality way down. So now, whew, what are we going to do? This is going to be pretty wild. We've got these, and then we've got these boys over here, the Peacekeepers. So do I go into the Nightmares who have counter charge? Absolutely not. I think... Yep, there's nothing that can be done there. Okay, so we go here. They have to charge. It's 4 attacks. So here's the first 2. 1 hit. Kills a boy. Here's the second 2, the sergeant. No hits. Oh, no. 4, 6, 8. Oh. 9. There's 9 left. 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6s. Got 2. So the rats will win that assault by 1. That is going to be a wild, wild swing. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we got to figure out what is going to happen over here. I think all we do is we force the issue. And not really force the issue, but we just burn this activation to just sprint him out there. Because now the Peacekeepers have to go. And there's nothing they can do about it. And really, I think the best course of action is to just put another unit on the objective. And then shoot them. Again, getting cover. But it'll be 6 shots. 3, 6. On 5s with way to fire 1. 1, 2, 3. Oh, gosh, dang. 4. And then 5s. Doing 2 damage, and they hadn't taken any damage, so he'll go. That was from the tunneler. And it won't be him. It'll be one of the single boys. So now what we got to do is we got to look at unit strength here. Can the Nightmares take this? Unit strength is 2. What are Peacekeepers? If Peacekeepers are 1, Peacekeeper Captain. If the Peacekeepers are 1, they're 2. And the assault enforcers are 1. So I have to charge the Peacekeepers. And it'll be a hindered charge, but I can do it. Boop. Boop. Which just means I'm hitting on 4s instead of 3s. Man. 2, 4. 4. Let's see if we can do it. Firefight. Let me see what their AP is. AP 3. Okay. So they're going to ignore the resilient with these attacks, so it's going to be on 4s. Uh-oh. 4s. I do 1 damage. Yee. And then these are on 4s. And then these are on 6s, re-rolling 1s with 1 resilient. So I do kill 1. That's just not going to do it. That won't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, I guess it does. 2 attacks. Coming back. 1. Doesn't kill him. So then they will lose the assault. It'll knock him off. And then we can touch, touch, touch. So we'll take that objective. And that'll be the end of the game. And at the end of the game, we got to score this out. And actually, they'll need a nerve check. They make it. He needs a nerve check. He makes it. And I don't think any of the other nerve checks are going to matter. The 1 point to go to 14. And then the Veermen are going to get 2 4 points to go to 13. Oh my gosh. So the Enforcers are going to come out ahead by 1, 14 to 13. Wow. And it's one of those, like, that was kind of cool. If you enjoyed kind of watching the game, and, you know, I'm going to have other opponents. It won't always just be me. But as I grow the community, you know, it'll take me some time to get some people on. But if you like this, I will continue to do these until I get more people on, and I promise things will be more painted as I go. But again, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. You guys have a good day. We're stop stream on Twitch.